Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to Ashland Tonight News. Today is Thursday, October 26, 2006, and here's a look at today's top stories.
Ashland University hired a new Vice President of University Campaigns. We'll find out who coming up.
And a grant has been awarded to Ashland University's Gill Center and the Talego Center from the United States Department of Education. We'll let you know what for.
We are in the midst of Ashland University Service Week. We'll fill you in on what events are taking place for the rest of the week. I'm Carly Bolitho.
And I'm Candace Kaczynski. You're watching Ashland Tonight News for local coverage you care about. Stay tuned, it's all coming up next.
There's been a new Associate Vice President of University Campaigns for Ashland University. AU will welcome former Ashland resident Thomas Seddon on January 1st as current VP Gene Haberman retires. The staff and faculty are excited to have Tom rejoin the ranks in the university. As Associate Vice President for the University Campaigns, Seddon will be responsible for all of the planning and carrying out of major and special fundraising campaigns. He will also be responsible for cultivation, education, solicitation, and identification of campaign and non-campaign projects, leadership, and donors.
Ashland University's Gill Center for Business and Economic Education and the Talego Center for Educational Improvement were recently awarded a grant from the United States Department of Education. The grant of $21,000 will be used to provide for the development and evaluation of a national model for evaluating school performance reports in correctional education. The project will be directed by John Dowdell, the Gill Center Director, and assisted by David Webb, Director of Outreach Programs. Dowdell said the project is expected to take 6 months to complete, with the first 3 months to be set aside for gathering data from different state institutions.
Have you been doing your part? This Saturday wraps up Ashland University Service Week. Throughout the week, numerous service activities have occurred, such as the Clothesline Project in the Student Center, which raises awareness for tolerance and against hate crimes. There was also a Adopt a Grandparent Day where students painted pumpkins and delivered them to the residents of the Good Shepherd home. And AU's Community Cares Youth and Literacy team went to Taft Elementary School to read stories to the children. Project Linus also happened this week in Redwood Hall. Students made fleece blankets for traumatized children today. And today, students can head down to the Pump House Ministry Halloween party. Tomorrow, all students will be headed to the animal shelter, and the Reuse a Shoe drive will be concluding to collect shoes for international mission trips. For more information, to find out on how you can help, you can call Danae Berry at 419-289-5729.
The John M. Ashbrook Center for Public Affairs at Ashland University will host a colloquium titled Questioning Keats, an Introduction to Applied Hermeneutics. Dr. Russell Weaver, Associate Professor of English, will present the colloquium from his new book, which is available in the AU bookstore. Weaver states that the book was written for college English teachers, but it could be understood by anyone who has an interest in the literary criticism. The event will take place at 3 p.m. on November 10th and in the Ashbrook Center, which is located on the 8th floor of the University Library. Well, coming up next, we'll take a look at the annual Tour of the Street Department in Ashland has begun.
And we'll let you know what the county's flu clinic has been planning. Stay tuned.
Hi, Mr. President. My parents believe that eating meals together will make our country strong. Is this something that you did when you were a kid?
I did eat with my family so long as my mother wasn't cooking.
Not good making fun of your mother, even if you are president, but it is good to have dinner with your kids. We know the more often children have dinner with their families, the less likely they are to smoke, drink, and use drugs. So simply having dinner together can help your children forever, even if you're not a great cook.
My name's Andy McDonald. I ride this useless wooden toy for a living. It's hard. I've been doing it for 13 years. I'm still lame. I do a trick called a 540. Took me a good 6 years to learn. There's a whole generation of skateboarders out there that are just as talented athletically as any basketball or football player. It takes somebody that's not going to be afraid to fall down a lot, because you definitely will fall down. You're not a failure until you refuse to get back up. Drugs are only going to hinder what I'm trying to do. That right there is my idea of getting high.
Kids, how do we take care of our teeth?
Brush your teeth twice a day. Floss your teeth once a day. If you want healthy teeth, do this every day. Brush your teeth.
Fight tooth decay.
Floss your teeth.
Don't forget regular dental checkups, okay?
Brush your teeth twice a day. Floss your teeth once a day.
Does peace really have a chance within our lifetime? At Rotary, we believe it does. We've created programs at universities around the world dedicated solely to teaching peace to a new generation. There's a new symbol for peace. Rotary.
The beautiful fall hues are in the process of being swept from the streets of Ashland as efforts to collect the leaves from the ground occurs once more. Official pickup for the leaves began October 13th, which is almost a whole month sooner than last year. This annual chore will take about 2 or 3 weeks to complete. There are 9 workers using 3 leaf machines in 3 areas. The weather so far has been ideal for leaf pickup. It hasn't been too cold or too hot, and there haven't been any substantial rain or frost. When leaf pickup occurs, residents are asked to keep their leaves on their own lawns and not in the streets, as putting leaves in the streets can lead to drainage issues and is a safety hazard for vehicles. If there happen to be large quantities of leaves on the streets, drivers are advised not to park on or block leaf piles.
Officials of Mansfield Plumbing Products announced this past Tuesday the plans to sell the brass fittings and foundry business. According to company president Jim Morando, the brass fittings and foundry businesses are having great difficulty in competing against the larger domestic producers and low-cost imports. Morando also states that the decision affects 35 jobs of the company's most experienced and dedicated employees. However, the company will provide the employees with the assistance during the transition. Mansfield Plumbing Products is the largest employer in Ashland County with approximately 700 employees.
This November, there are 3 large flu shot clinics being held on the 3rd, the 9th, and the 13th in order to comply with the grant that was given in order to combat flu pandemics. The grant was split into 2 separate parts so that it could have both pandemic flu plan as well as a strategic national stockpile preparedness plan. Both parts to the grant are integral to the county in order to keep everyone safe. The 3 clinics in November will act as practice runs for when the actual plans from the grant are set into motion. Residents who wish to attend these clinics must enter through Gate 5 in the clinic itself. Will be held in the rollercade at 10 a.m. The CDC has indicated that there should be enough vaccine for anyone who shows up. As a reminder, pneumonia vaccinations will not be given during this time. They will be given during regular immunization clinics. And also another reminder is that the regular immunization clinic that was supposed to occur in Loudonville on November 9th has been canceled.
Coming up next, we'll see if this cold weather is sticking around for the weekend.
And Brian Vale will be here to give us the 411 on Ashland University Sports. Don't go away.
When will the next natural disaster hit? A public health crisis strike? Another terrorist threat emerge? How long will it take for help to arrive? Ohio Citizen Corps is committed to making every minute count by having volunteers ready. Physicians, nurses, teachers, retirees, everyone can help. You can make a difference. Join Ohio Citizen Corps. Call or go to serveohio.org. The time to prepare for trouble is before it hits.
My name is Shannon. Can you see me?
Last year, millions of teens suffered from abuse. Mental, physical, sexual. There's no shortage of troubled kids in our country. Just a shortage of funds to help treat them. We're Star Commonwealth, and we've been helping troubled kids since 1913.
Can you hear me?
Tell them you do. Please, give generously.
Can you see me?
E-File. Get receipt confirmation and a quicker refund. Log on or tell your tax preparer to e-file for you and join the 53 million e-filers who consider it done.
All over America, people are taking the National Radon Test. Have you? Answer true or false. Radon is a radioactive gas.
False.
True.
It's true?
It's a natural gas?
The Office of the Surgeon General recommends all homes be tested for radon.
False.
False.
True.
True.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer.
False.
It's true.
Oh. Yeah, totally surprised. I never would have thought that.
I don't even know where to go to have it checked.
1-800-SOS-Radon.
If I don't take care of it, nobody else will.
Welcome back. Well, today felt a lot more like fall than the past few days have. Today's temperatures were in the upper 40s with mostly sunny skies.
And tomorrow we can expect cloudy skies with a 60% chance of rain, with temperatures reaching around 46 degrees.
And for the weekend, we can look at temperatures reaching the upper 40s with an 80% chance of rain on Saturday and mostly sunny skies on Sunday. You know, I think it's safe to say our flip-flop and short weather is out.
I know, that's really disappointing too.
Time to put them away and get out the sweaters.
Turtlenecks. So. Well, enough about this chilly, wet weather. Let's head over to Brian Vale and get the update with AU Sports.
Thank you, ladies. The men's cross-country team ran in the GLIAC Championships at Findlay last weekend, taking 5th in the event. The 12-team field saw Evan Thomas finish 14th, tops for the Eagles. The team will compete in the regional championships at Wisconsin Parkside next weekend. The women's cross-country team also ran in the GLIAC Championships, and they also placed 5th. Becky Yoder took 13th for AU, while Kristen Ricketts finished 28th. The women will also run in the regional championships next weekend. The men's soccer team played just one game last week, dropping a home game to Mercyhurst 2-1. Dean Williams scored on a penalty kick in the 77th minute, but that was all the Eagles could muster, and the Hurst had scored twice in the first half, enough for the win. The Eagles head to Findlay Saturday for their final game of the 2006 season. They are 4-9-1 overall and 4-5 in the GLIAC. The women's soccer team saw their struggles continue as they lost twice more this past week. At home against Mercyhurst last Friday, the Lady Eagles lost 2-1. After a first-half goal by the Lakers, Kelly Usher tied the game at 1 in the 60th minute for Ashland. But Mercyhurst scored the winning goal less than a minute later as Sarah Powell put in her second goal of the day. On October 25th at Tiffin, the Lady Eagles were shut out by the Dragons, losing 2-0. After a scoreless first half, Tiffin scored twice in the middle of the second half to give the Dragons a home win. The loss was Ashland's 6th in a row, dropping them to 7-9-1 on the year. They will also finish their season Saturday at Findlay. The volleyball team won 2 more matches this week, continuing their hot play over the last 12 games of the season. The women beat both Mercyhurst and Gannon 3-0 at home last weekend. AU's now won 10 of their last 12 matches. Senior Beth Dangle was named GLIAC South Player of the Week for her play during those matches, and on the season she is 1st in hitting percentage and 2nd in kills for Ashland. The Lady Eagles travel to Findlay tonight for their final regular season game. Depending on the outcome of that match, the Lady Eagles could host a GLIAC tournament game next week at Cates Gymnasium. The Lady Eagles are 17-8 overall and 11-5 in the league. The football team returned home after a road win at Northern Michigan to face Ferris State last Saturday, and the Bulldogs arrived and immediately got their offense and the whole team rolling. The result in the end was a 38-7 Ferris road win. Ashland had 73 yards of total offense through 3 quarters, and Ferris hit long touchdown passes from 60, 42, and 60 yards again for their 3 scores. Bulldogs quarterback Ryan Call finished the game 10 of 14 for 230 yards and 4 total touchdowns. For AU, quarterback John Ferguson was 9 of 17 for 59 yards and an interception. The Eagles were outgained 386 to 136 in total yards on the day. The 3 and 4 Eagles play their final home game of 2006 Saturday as in-state rival Findlay comes to Community Stadium. And in baseball news, the St. Louis Cardinals and Detroit Tigers will play Game 4 tonight at 8 o'clock, with the Cardinals leading that series 2-1. Stay tuned. After the break, Emily Tibbetts will be here to fill us in on the latest entertainment news.
Does peace really have a chance within our lifetime? At Rotary, we believe it does. We've created programs at universities around the world dedicated solely to teaching peace to a new generation. There's a new symbol for peace. Rotary.
Ashland Theological Seminary, transforming the world.
One pastor.
One counselor.
One city.
One campus.
One village.
One family.
One teacher.
One crisis.
One missionary.
One shelter.
One church. Transforming the world, one student at a time.
E-File. Get receipt confirmation and a quicker refund. Log on or tell your tax preparer to e-file for you and join the 53 million e-filers who consider it done.
I am the port in the storm.
I am the line in the sand.
I am the enforcer of the sea.
United States Coast Guard, procedure and prepare your border.
We are the defenders of the homeland. We are the shield of freedom. We are the United States Coast Guard.
Heed your country's call. Join the Coast Guard or Coast Guard Reserve.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. It takes a man to be a dad.
I'm Emily Tibbetts with your entertainment news. This week in entertainment, the Best Actor category for the Oscars has a shortage of names for the first time in a while. Forrest Whitaker and Peter O'Toole seem to be the only names mentioned by Hollywood insiders, leaving the last 3 spots up for grabs. This opening could work well for Jack Nicholson, Matt Damon, and Leonardo DiCaprio, the stars of The Departed, but Jack Nicholson may fall into the supporting actor category. The way things will lay out is still uncertain as many actors continue to come out with new movies. After an alleged attack on her drug counselor yesterday, Naomi Campbell returned to the police station today. The counselor reportedly had been scratched all over the face after asking Campbell to take a drug test to renew her visa so she could continue work in the United States. This is not the first of Campbell's assistants to accuse her of abuse. She's been accused of assaulting 6 other people who have worked for her over the last 6 years. Celebrity power behind One.org, an anti-poverty organization, is strong this fall as nonpartisan public service ad will be aired starring many big names such as George Clooney, Don Cheadle, Alfred Woodward, Julia Roberts, and Toby Keith. Narrated by Matt Damon, the unidentified celebrities stand with regular American citizens against a white wall, waiting to vote. The shot treats everyone equally and tries to make a nonpartisan point that ending poverty in third world countries is important. The ad will air through November 7th on broadcast and cable channels. That's all I have for tonight. Back to Carly and Candace.
Thanks, Emily. Well, Tau Kappa Epsilon and the Residential Housing Association will be putting on and sponsoring a Halloween bash tonight in Redwood Hall. The bash begins at 9 and goes until midnight. Fun, food, and dancing will be there, so be sure to come. Cost is $1 if you wear a costume and $3 if you don't. And the proceeds all go to the Alzheimer's Foundation.
The Ashland University Bookstore will be holding a Breakfast with Curious Storage. Area youngsters are invited to attend on November 18th. Seatings will be at 9 and 10 a.m. in the Heritage Room of the Myers Convocation Center. Tickets are $5 per person and are on sale at the bookstore. Curious George story time will follow in the bookstore with giveaways and goodies galore.
The Ashland University Academic Honors Program will host a lecture titled Renaissance Florence, City of Man at 7 p.m. on November 7th. Art historian Lee Stanstead will present the lecture on the key artists, artworks, and theorists of Florence. The lecture will take place in the Hawkins Conrad Student Center auditorium and is free and open to the public. So do you have your costume for the Halloween bash?
I do. It's an Indian costume. It's got a big headdress. I made the bodice. It's awesome.
She's going all out.
I'm excited about it.
I'll wear whatever matches my tiara. So, well, I believe that's all that we have for you this evening.
I'm really excited that you came.
We hope you all have a safe and happy Halloween.
Stay classy.
Good night, everyone.